What the heck is going on with new construction homes in Bend, Oregon? Let's go talk about it. Hey everyone, I'm Carin Jackson, your Bend real estate expert with Living in Bend, Oregon. And if you are thinking about moving to Bend, Oregon and are considering buying a brand new home, you'll want to know all the pros and cons, what could go wrong, what could go right, and some tips to make buying a brand new home a little easier. Let's start off on a positive note. Pro number one, it's new. It's sparkling, clean, brand new. No one else has lived in it. It's all yours. Of course, that's a benefit. Who doesn't want that? It just usually, when it comes to that, it comes with a price. So we're going to talk about that also in a little bit. Something else that's great about new construction is that it comes with a warranty. This is a benefit, and although you may not think that it's necessary for a new home, let me tell you, it really is. I can't tell you how many times I have seen where something that should have been obviously done was not done. So a warranty absolutely is necessary on a new construction home as well as a used home. Another bonus of it being brand new is that generally, because if it's in a neighborhood where there are a lot of other new construction homes going up, you will have no issues with appraising since there are plenty of direct comps. A great benefit of a brand new home is that it's probably pretty up to date on styles and trends. For instance, a lot of builders out there are finally putting the laundry room upstairs. It's very convenient when all of your bedrooms are upstairs, so that way you don't have to lug your laundry up and down staircases all day long. Another feature we're seeing builders put into homes now are mudrooms. And obviously in a place like Bend, Oregon, where we get snow in the winter, it's very nice to be able just to strip off your boots and your snow pants, your gear, and leave it there and not track it all into your house. Something else that we're seeing, and finally that we're seeing too, is that ADUs are being added at the new construction phase. We don't see a lot of that here in Bend happening, but definitely several communities in Redmond have this as a feature, and it's wonderful. We have a lot of people that are needing to have their family stay with them, their aging parents, people that they would like to keep close by, and this is obviously a more inexpensive option than a whole separate residence. Another trend that we are seeing on the new construction homes are 2 or more full suites. People are really gearing towards, they'd rather have their privacy than share a bathroom. And with some of these new builds, they've really been able to take the floor plans and really make sense of it. Of course, Jack and Jill bathrooms are kind of a nice option where 2 bedrooms will share a private bathroom. Of course, you're still sharing, but it obviously is more private than having it out into the main house where guests and everybody can be using it as well. One house I saw the other day while taking some clients out looking at homes was that they had this new construction home had a beautifully built-in fire pit in a yard that had xeriscaped landscaping. Now, more and more people are looking for yards that are low maintenance and conserve water, so it's really nice to see that as well. Pro number 2 is that generally you don't have to deal with multiple offers. Up until the summer, or even a little bit earlier than that in 2021, it was generally first come, first serve. But at the height of the market, we did see that shift to a highest and best within a certain time frame. But luckily, we are back to seeing a first come, first serve offering, and this definitely makes it easier for people. I just got into contract on a new construction property where they take first come, first serve. The house actually came back on market after the buyer lost financing, and I knew this was going to go fast. The home was located on a corner lot, elevated above the rest of the neighborhood, which made for some amazing views. So I drove up the mountain at night in a snowstorm to get a jump on this for my clients. And it was a good thing I did that, because after we submitted our offer at just asking price, 7 other offers came in, most above asking. Thankfully, the builder stuck to their word, and because we were first to submit, we got it. A great tip about buying new construction is that there's better return on investment when buying at the beginning of the development, as prices tend to go up as the construction moves along. Pro number 3, you can customize your home to your liking. Most new construction builders give you the ability to customize some items of the home to personalize to your taste. Not all builders let you customize things though, so make sure you let your agent know if you prefer a home you can completely customize to help save you time and frustration down the road. Some builders even have style packages to help achieve a certain aesthetic look like farmhouse or modern. Now, not everything is peaches and cream in new construction, so let's go ahead and talk about con number 1. The price you see isn't always the price you end up paying. If you're buying at the lot stage and you're going into a model home, what you see may be much more than the base price that the home is listed at. You can end up paying as much as $100,000 to $150,000 more. And not just the fact that the price can go up, but it can also take a very long time to build, over a year even. Some materials and appliances may go up in cost. Refrigerators used to always be included, and now it's rare that you find that at all. The supply chain is broken, and it can take months to get certain appliances, and builders just don't want to keep you waiting. Material costs can go up during the building process, and the price you ultimately pay could be more than what you originally thought. Now, this doesn't usually happen with mass builders like Polish or Hayden Homes. There's usually some clause in the contract to make sure that it can't go up too much, because obviously if it goes up too much, you may not be able to afford it. But this absolutely does happen with custom builders, and in fact, this is happening with a client of my husband's who is a lender. They are building a new home with a builder here locally, and they just found out that another client of theirs, same builder, everything like that, it was a 20% increase on what they said they were going to do, and they didn't tell the client until after the build was finished. I don't know how this is even legal, how anybody can even do that, but there are times where you think you're going to be able to buy that home, finish that home, build the home to your standards, and surprise, at the end there's this huge hike, and you may not even be able to live in it.
Well, some North Texas home buyers say they have spent much of the last year picking the finishes and waiting for their new homes to be built, only to learn the builder could cancel their contracts for any reason. Increasing material and labor costs, along with low supply and a hot housing market, have left some buyers scrambling when their builder backed out of the deal. NBC5 Response reporter Deanna Zoga digs into what's happening.
We were just completely blindsided.
The week of their scheduled closing date on their new house, Brittany Chan says the builder bumped up the price.
Either we pay an extra $30,000 or they would just cancel our contract.
Like I said, my husband's client, he is actually thinking about stopping the whole building process because of this fear that it may go up in price and they won't even be able to end up living in their home. So it's very important that you make sure that whatever builder that you choose, they are upfront, they keep you up to date on everything throughout the process, so there won't be surprises at the end. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, we don't see this happen very much here at all. And in fact, I don't know of anybody it happening to. But there were certain parts of the country where the builders were canceling the contracts altogether because of the rising costs of goods. Now, if you're buying a spec home, which is where the builder picks out most, if not all, of the finishes, the price listed is basically the price you end up paying at closing. Sometimes you'll get a few upgrade options, but it's usually some things like landscaping, air conditioning, or blinds. When these get listed, the homes generally only have a few months left of construction, which means you get to move in much faster. In a spec home, the palette is usually neutral and based off of a ton of research to make sure buyers are happy with the finished product. A great example of a spec community is Skyline West, and I will do a video on that here shortly. All right, con number 2. Wait lists. Although I mentioned that there is less competition at the buying stage, there can be long wait lists with some builders. Now, that's not all that bad. Sometimes you could actually be on a list of 150 to 200 people, but by the time the lot is ready for purchase, most of those people have moved on and you could potentially still end up with that. Now don't worry, there's generally no money to put down at this point. It's just you putting your name on a list, and basically when something comes up and is ready to be purchased or sold, they just go down the list, usually by email, sometimes by phone call, and you only have a certain amount of time to respond. Most people don't respond in time or even see it, and so if you're paying attention and you really want to make sure that you want to live in a certain community, this could actually be a benefit. Builders don't use the typical Oregon real estate contract. They have their own. So you're going to want to make sure that you are either familiar at reading those kinds of sales contracts or that you are working with someone that is. Some of these builders have refundable deposits and some don't. This usually depends on where in the construction process the home is. I tend to see more non-refundable deposits on the spec homes since it's so close to completion. It is important to have a professional look over those things with you to make sure you really know what you're getting into before signing on that dotted line. When you go into a new construction community, it's really important that you let them know that you have representation outside of the builder. It may seem like you should use the builder on site, but in reality, their job is to make sure that the builder has everything going. You need to make sure that you have somebody in your corner representing you. So if you happen to walk into a community, make sure you put some real estate agent in town that you know named down so that they know that you are going to work with somebody. Even if you haven't even talked to that agent yet, you need to make sure that you have their names down there, because otherwise the builder won't let you work with them. Trying to navigate this with only the representation of the builder isn't always in your best interest, and since real estate agents get paid through the seller, or the builder in this instance, you really don't have to worry about any additional costs to have someone in your corner. So if you have any questions on this video, or would like to talk in depth about your personal circumstances, or would just like to talk about living in Bend, I would love to talk to you. Give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email, because as much as I love making these videos, I'd rather help you more. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to get weekly videos all about Bend. See you in the next one.